You were eating. What were you eating, boy? Those treats sometimes get stuck in that big mouth of yours. Uh-huh. Good. And see, all of this stuff is raw because you need to make sure that you practice with all kinds of different stuff. But that's what shows to you that he might have seen that as a puppy, but there's been other things going on. But whatever it bothers him, that's what you need to work the most. Wow, that was a nice kick. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe you pulled that off. That's funny. See, that's all I had. Right. That's what I expected in the beginning. But that was fantastic in the beginning. Very good. All right. So she's gonna throw some of the more of this stuff and whatever. Good job. But that's what's important. Is always try to desynthesize him to all the stuff that he is really either excited about or he's really worried about, either or, and make him understand that sometimes he have to hold his horses. There's nothing wrong with playing, but there's also a lot of things wrong with playing non-stop or disrespect when the children are playing, or anybody else is doing anything, any kind of work. All right, so we can stop the kicking thing because it gets the dirt in his eyes. Here we go. He has big eyes. I don't know what she's trying to accomplish here, but I think we're done. Okay. We got it. Now this is important. He cannot just make the decision of jumping in.
Okay, go in. Good. Okay, come on over here. Dojo. Come on. Here you go. Down.
There you go.
Good.
All right. And you put your thing over there, your leash, so in the beginning you have it. There's a seat belt that is attached to the harness, so that way he can get up, he can kind of move around, but he can't leave the seat. And you have the stuff right there, you know, your leash or whatever that is you need is right there. So most of the time when it's a highway, he's lying down. When it's not, he kind of moves around. But again, he can't leave the seat or anything. So he is between these two seats. So he's with age, he's going to completely stop wandering, and that's should be the whole case. But the biggest problem is when we got him, he was, the second that door opened, he'll just push himself right in there. Or when door is opening, he's out of the car. So No decisions can be made like that by the dog because it's dangerous for everybody. And go ahead. Same here, he has to patiently wait for everything.
Okay. Good. Okay. Yep. Good. Okay. Yep. Good. Okay. Yep. Nope. Nope. Good.
And let's just do the walking down a couple more times.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. No. Down. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep.
She can't be seen by him. So, okay. There you go. The reason why we do this is because we gotta create somewhat, hard situation. So we are far away, and he can't see her for sometimes, and she can see him. So that's all good. So that's kind of a lot that you have to practice. Now we do this video for 5 minutes, but technically your dog can be much longer than that. on it. Um, so that's without distractions. If you have a high distractions, then you do a couple minutes and let them rest, and then a couple minutes and let them rest, and until you work through those distractions and be able to do much more time with distractions, and that's going to help you. Um, that's we're going to help you with in the group classes. That's what I meant to say. Actually, I'm watching him and I'm trying to find him on the video, and I promise that something your dog is there. That little something brown patch over there, it's your dog. But we at least do the distance, because that's important for him, and we do height from him a lot, so he does not association. She doesn't have any association with that. However, that takes time to do. So when you start, you don't start with that. You start with just being seen, and then you start working to the harder stuff. And again, please use your group classes, which you have free forever, just to make sure that you completely. Um, oh wow, you're a guy close. That's what Carrie was watching before. We have a hawk here hunting, and well, we can hear him and I can see him, so that was a very disturbing thing because he's big and beautiful, and he's right here on top of me. He's been hanging around for many months. It's the same one. So even though we have squirrels and lizards and butterflies and all that, it's still considered to be without distractions because it's the normal place where the dog is learning. There's too many crows over there. That's why he's vocalizing. He's over there, so many. Oh.
I have all its spots that used to hang out.
Yeah.
Do its song or whatever.
I'm not sure, but I believe they're seasonal here, aren't they? Crows? Think? The only thing I know that Owl has been living here for 6 years straight, and she never left except for when they did the road, when they started to mess with the bridge and the road, she left until the construction stopped. Or she was hidden well that I can't see it, but I normally see the poop underneath the tree if she's in that the tree cavity, because that's where she is. That's where she raised her kids over there. She had 2 last year. I know she ain't moving, and she came back, so that was nice. And she's the horn, the big horn owl. We have a couple of squeachies that lives um, by the garage, and never see the barn owl here, even though I know they're common here much more than great horn owls, but don't know. Okay. Go get the boy. He's been a very good boy over there. Except for us, we got distracted with all kinds of birdies here. And he doesn't want to come out on the sun, but again, lives in Florida, so gotta do it, baby. Gotta do it. He's a good boy. Hi, baby. My phone has got all kinds of stuff on them. Because it was hot outside. And it was done outside. Beep, 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 beep. Wee, 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 wee. Good boy. And again, if you're not practicing between each other, you'll never accomplish the gifts. No! Who's a good boy? 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 Yay! Good boy! And the first guests are your closest friends and family because you can practice on them. Yay! Before you have a company. So if you have a company and you're not willing to practice, put them away. Woohoo! Whee! Oh, horrible. Sorry for that, but we need to do this, so I'm just gonna go. Sorry, because I'm breaking up somewhere, and he's good. Okay. And then he's pretty much done with all of us.
Good boy, you're a good boy, good boy.
And he can come up to me, and he's gonna be nice already. And look at this. He actually, one more treat? Can I have one more treat? Can I? No, you cannot. No?
Nope. Good. Okay. Good boy. Good boy.
Let him have it.
Nope. Good.
I ask you to let him have it. Let him have it.
Nope.
The next time, instead of saying no, let him have it. And see if he brings it to you and you can play with him.
No. Good. Okay.
And you gotta praise the dog before you touch anything.
Good.
So
Good boy.
that will guarantee him bringing them to you versus running away from you with it.
Good. Good boy.
And play with him a little. and try to tag a little just to see if he's holding it, or can you play tug of war with it, or just tug a little while you're doing this. Excellent. Because you want to enforce that holding. Good job.
Good boy. Good. Good. Good boy. That's a good boy. Good. 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 Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good. 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 Good boy. Good boy. Good. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Alright, you guys are done.
Good.
I mean, not playing, but videotaping. So funny.
Okay.
Two.
Dojo. Okay. Down.
Good job. That's excellent position. Thank you.
Uka hug. Hug. Over. No. Over. Good. Good. No. Over. Good. Good. Over. Good. Over. Good. No. Down. I kind of like that little twirl right there.
Well, she apparently does too, or she knows you like it.
Around.
Because you people are starting repeating that.
Around. 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 Nope. Down.
Thank God, she says.
Press off. Good. Press off. Nope. Here. Okay. Okay. Let go.
He's too concentrating on her. That's okay. Now, and because they're kids in your family, that is very important thing to do. I mean, he's got to be respectful of everybody's eating, and
No.
good job. And all of that important, not just with his treats, but especially with human food or anything. Anything that he wants. He can't get it right away. Maybe she did not see this one. Maybe she can't see me eating that one. There's a lot of maybes over there. And that's just an exercise, but you should be able to come in the middle of your kitchen, get something, and just drop it on the floor, and make sure your dog does not get it and clean it up for you. You gotta have some manners, boys and girls. Gotta think before you act.
No.
That's good. And that's what generalized no is. It's just no means stop whatever you're doing right now. Doesn't matter what it is, just stop it. That's all. That's all that no means. And that was the word I was looking for on that evaluation, generalized.
Oh.
Because I was like, I can't come up with that word. Oops, I came up with it. Awesome little boy. Okay.
Okay. Let me just.
Yeah, reposition him.
Down. Good.
Yes, I screwed up the first part of the video. I didn't really start recording until you walked in, but we don't review them, so there you go. Because I thought I was videotaping, but I was making pictures. So he's sleeping so nicely. Look at this.
Okay, let's go. Oh.
Look how he's sleeping. Oh, I'm sorry. Back to your dog.
Down.
There's another point I wanted to make sure that I get it to you. With him, he gets tired really easily. Okay, so if you don't push him to work, he's really, it's like really everything is okay, but it's really not, because he's just, once he's done, he's kind of done. So that's another reason why we want you in the group classes, because group classes is an hour and it's a lot, okay, to deal with. So we'll see everything that we need to see there. That's another reason why you need to go, because I don't think you are pushing him enough, and if you are not pushing him enough, he learns that the second he acts up like that, he's kind of done. And he is very resistant when he is not, when he's done, you know what I mean? And if you're going to deal with this in public, you're not going to be able to, because you're not going to be able to push him in public, and he's going to know that, and you're going to have a Walmart kid even after all this training. So please, 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 please.
Okay.
They must be smelling like animals. Yes, I'm behind him, and that's too close, because I was looking around, not in the phone. It's just a dog over there.
Good.
I can't really show it to you, but there's a dog there.
Okay, play. What? What's it going? Okay, sit down. Okay, play. What? Okay. Okay, play.
Yes, it's hot, buddy.
Okay. Play. Good boy. That's a good boy. Okay, good boy. Come.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go in the sun, but you're gonna have to make it. You gotta have to make him.
Okay, play.
Not too much, but you leave on the beach, you're gonna have it.
Good boy. Okay. Come. No, come. No, come. No, come. No, come. Dojo. Come. Come on, let's go. Come. Okay. Oh, silly. No, down. Good boy.
Oh, how'd you go?
Good. Okay. Down.
Good boy.
Okay. No, down. Good.
Down. Good. So I'm going to wait to release him. I'm not going to reinforce him, and there's no correction because he did what it is that I asked him. However, he just came a little closer to me. I wanted him to go down further back where I asked him. So he did comply. He thought about it. He made the right decision. So he just doesn't get a treat, does not get a correction. He just waits there a little bit longer before release. And I'm just going to wait here because he anticipated. Okay. Good. Come on, Goofy. Nope. Down. Perfect. Now he gets treats. Okay. Nope. Down. Perfect. The last time when I did that is when he was being a goofball, and he did the halfway mark. So that's why I waited for him to be a goofball again, and you see this time he went down where he was supposed to, so he gets treats. Okay, and he gets released. Good. Nope. Down. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, good boy. All right, I think we're going to the bathroom. We're done.
I know, that's me. On her toes. Got it. Well, we'll see the birds in the next place. Just the guinea kids. Alright, he's more interested in that anyway.
Okay.
The colors are like hanging on all on top of another. And we're gonna come back and make a picture, okay? Now in this house, he knows every door. I have three, and he knows every door not to come out. Every one of them is get tap that first, so we don't have any issues coming in and out of the doors. But um, and in your house, he should know all the doors you got, um, and that is includes the car doors and all that stuff that he's coming out. Now, for us, see, he can be anywhere. Again, we're not micromanaging it, so he can be anywhere, except he can't step down. So yes, that doorway is a good indicator that he's in. You can use that if that's what you have, or I have a step down, so that's pretty much how I manage that. Step down means wrong, everything else inside means right, so it doesn't matter. But he shouldn't run out, and that should be practice for you, like go into your mailbox, whatever, and practice with the dog every day. Every day, for example, you do something outside that you just step out and leave him there, just like that, and then in the beginning you reinforce it, and then you don't, because he was too much treat dependent when we got him back, which wasn't a bad thing. I'm just saying it's gonna have to change, and he can be whatever. And all the puppies that goes through our board and train is a pleasure to cut the nails to, which is we are very excited about, because we started it when they were around 3 months old, and owners are following with it, and it's not a big deal at all. It's 3 second process. Bam, and bam, and bam, and we're done. Yay! Gotta love it. And boxers naturally have problems with the eyes. So Carrie's going to check the eyes, mouth, and the ears as well. But the eyes, I would certainly recommend to mess with very often, because they do get eye issues throughout their lives. Because there's just too big of the eyes, and sometimes they're droopier than other days. So here we go. There you go.
Good.
Very nice. Put it back like it was. Eye.
Good.
Very good boy. And another eye. So, and once you start getting the medications and stuff like that,
Good.
very good. You'll spend more time, and you can ask for help to train them to be medicated and all that stuff. So there's no really issues. Your program is for everything.
Good.
So yeah, I know he's drooling because
Yeah,
you put the treats right there, and then you are going into his mouth. It's a great idea.
There you go. Good. That's better. Good boy.
All right, that's how simple and easy is with all the puppies when you train them from the beginning. Woo woo!
No.
Now you see all this drama, so you cannot say okay when the dog moving is so much and whatever. Now, absolutely he can turn away from the fact that somebody is offering him something in order not to get in trouble. But when it's so much movement, you really should not be releasing the dog, because that creates anxiety, looks like behaviors, because that's what you get.
Okay. No. No.
And when he actually tries, doesn't matter that he's not eating it, but he tries it, that's where she takes it away from him altogether, to restart him He didn't go for it, but if you just leave it there, you're encouraging him sticking his nose in everything that that nose does not belong into. And that's easier for him if he is not seeing it, it's not there, which is fine. He can smell it and it still works.
Okay. Okay, you can have it. Good. Okay.
And yes, only downside is that slobber that collects on his lips. That's a boxer for you.
No.
Now I just now realized we have two boxers at the same time. That's never happened before.
Okay.
But did you see my Malinois class? Old Malinois class?
Okay.
That was funny. I came out and it's all ears, all Malinois. There's
No.
nothing, nobody else. That was funny.
Okay.
Alrighty, we are all done with that.
Okay.
The head is so naked, like compared to others. I know.
In. Good boy.
Now, obviously, that's unusual place, unusual crate, unusual everything. So we're gonna wait until he comes down in it because it's not anything that he's ever in, and that's why we do this thing in the random stuff, random crate and random place, because it doesn't matter. Sometimes you just have to put the dog in a crate, especially if you're traveling or whatever. So, and we can't open that crate unless the puppy is, well, dog, puppy, whatever, completely relaxed. And we have noticed that tendency when he got back to us of pushing the door, not only with his nose, but also with his body, in order for this to open. So you gotta make sure you watch out for this, because if he demands it that way, he's gonna hurt himself eventually, because he's gonna push that until it opens. And it doesn't really matter for some pups. They just don't care. They just keep pushing it, even they're bleeding and whatever. So just make sure that the crate behavior is no different than what you're seeing right now. And if it is, walk away and try it again. Or put equipment on and work it out. However, we need to handle that. It's just he cannot learn in behaviors that can potentially hurt him. Go ahead, Gary. Now, since he's completely relaxed, she's going to open it and let him out. He completely knows how to do it. So,
Okay.
put leash on.
Oh. Just keep one in the car, I guess. I got two, right?
Yeah.
So. All right.
Okay.
And please go to group classes, because your program is not going to be any good for you if there's completely no group classes in it. One or two even group classes is going to help you to manage all of this. It's extremely important for him. He is a really outgoing dog, and there's nothing wrong with this except for the fact that you do need to desensitize him to being in a crowd and working with other dogs and people, and that's what I wanted.
Oh,
That isn't that cute? And has a big nose you can rip into. Somebody peed on there. You can even see it. Because we can work him in all the group classes in the world, but it's you who needs to learn how to deal with it. Plus, on the street, a lot of times you cannot control other people and dogs. Well, you can never control other people and dogs on the street, and because of that, sometimes he gets experiences that he shouldn't have. And in a group class, they're all avoided. So you have, and you can actually make it harder in a group class or easier or whatever that is that we need to work on. So please, 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 please get there.
How old is the boxer?
7, 8 months.
Good baby. Very good.
Alright, we can go. But this is a good place to be, like next to the store and whatever, just because you can see dogs and people coming by. Some of them stop to talk to you. Obviously, you have a very pretty dog, so. And it's a recognizable breed, so they all excited to tell him they recognize your dog. It's a boxer! Yay! It is a boxer! I know this one! All right, little boy. You got it.
Okay, good.
Oh, she's gonna be hiding there. So.
Dojo, please.
So I've seen what that became, after the first board and train, but do not let this one slide. You'll have an e-collar and you can do this. It's a serious thing that you gotta really work on. And for the lesson, if you guys want, invite somebody so you can work these things out. Or just have kids running around doing whatever. So, however you want to do this, but you really need to. And remember to isolate those things in time when you finish whatever it is you're doing, like taking the mail or whatever, and when he gets released, because he's all ants in the pants at the moment, trying to see if he's done, because you're done. Well, by association, I should be done, and he's not. It was a little too much, so she kind of walked away. He didn't break it or anything, but it was a little too much, so.
Okay. Tom? Good boy. Perfect. Okay. Very good boy. Okay? Come. Good boy. Good. 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 Okay? Come. Okay. Come. Good. No. Come. Good. Good. Okay. Dojo, come. Good boy. Very good boy. Very nice. Okay. Nope. Come. Good boy. Good. Good. Okay. Come. Good boy. Good. Okay. Come. Good. Good. Okay. Oh, personal time. Personal time. No. Come. Good boy. Good. Good. Okay. And come.